with my newfound online popularity came unexpected challenges. I started receiving criticism from unexpected quarters. My old friends and peers couldn't understand the sudden change in my lifestyle. One evening, at our monthly poker game, my old colleague George confronted me. His voice carried a hint of mockery. "Martin, you've become quite the celebrity, haven't you?" I shrugged, trying to brush off his sarcastic tone. "Just trying to keep myself busy, George." His expression turned serious. "This isn't like you, Martin. Running around town, snapping pictures, posting them online. Are you having a midlife crisis or something?" His words stung. A part of me wanted to defend myself, to tell him about the fulfillment I was finding in my new routine. But looking at the skeptical faces around the poker table, I realized it was a lost cause. I left the game early that night, George's words ringing in my ears. I sat at my desk, staring at the laptop. Doubts began to creep in. Was I really making a difference? Or was I just an old man trying to fill his empty hours? Just as I was about to close the laptop, a new notification popped up. It was a message from a follower, a young woman named Lily. She had taken up one of my tasks and organized a cleanup drive in her own community. Her message was filled with gratitude and admiration. "Thank you for inspiring us, Martin," she wrote. Reading her words, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. I realized that while not everyone might understand or support my journey, there were many others who were inspired and motivated by it. I decided to focus on the positive impact I was making and continue with my tasks. For every George who doubted me, there was a Lily who believed in me. It was for them, and for myself, that I needed to keep going. Despite the skepticism and criticism, I continued with my daily tasks. I made it a point to focus on the positive impact I was making, rather than the negativity that occasionally surfaced. Slowly but surely, I noticed a change. Not just in myself, but in my community too. Our local park, which was once abandoned and neglected, started to come alive. The saplings I had planted had blossomed into young trees, providing a canopy of green. Families were returning to the park, picnicking under the trees, and children were playing on the newly installed swings. The sight of it filled my heart with an indescribable warmth. One day, while I was picking up litter in the park, I noticed a group of teenagers doing the same. Recognizing me from my online posts, they approached me. "We wanted to do our part too, Mr. Martin," one of them said, her voice filled with youthful determination. I was touched by their gesture. My actions, which I initially thought were insignificant, were inspiring others. It was a humbling realization. Word of my quest spread beyond my circle of online followers. One morning, I was approached by a local news crew. They wanted to do a story about me. I was taken aback, but agreed to it. Anything to inspire more people, I thought. When the story aired, my phone didn't stop buzzing. Messages poured in, filled with words of encouragement and appreciation. I was dubbed the positive pioneer by the local community. It was overwhelming, but I couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. My actions were creating a ripple effect, inspiring others to make a difference in their own way. Little did I know, these ripples were about to turn into a wave. The local story soon caught the attention of national news outlets. My life took a whirlwind turn as interview requests, messages, and followers poured in from every corner of the country. My simple acts of kindness and community service were now national news. One evening, while watching the news, I saw a familiar face appear on the screen. It was the charismatic news anchor, Rachel Maddox. But it wasn't her face that left me stunned, it was the words she was saying. Across the nation, people are taking up what they're calling Martin's Challenge, doing small acts of kindness and social significance, inspired by retired schoolteacher Martin. There was a montage of people from different walks of life, students, parents, office workers, even celebrities, taking up tasks and sharing their experiences online. Each one was making a difference in their own way, just like I had done. The messages on my laptop were an outpour of love and appreciation. A message from a teacher in Texas particularly moved me. She had started a kindness club in her school, inspired by my quests. Her students were now undertaking weekly tasks to better their community. I sat there, staring at the screen in disbelief. What started as a simple attempt to fill my time had sparked a national movement. A wave of change was rippling across the country, and I had inadvertently become its catalyst. As I looked at the faces of the people I had inspired, I felt a rush of emotions. Pride, joy, disbelief, and a deep sense of fulfillment. I had set out to change my life, but I had ended up changing so much more. The wave was only getting bigger, and I couldn't wait to see where it would lead. Life had taken an unexpected turn. The quiet retirement I had initially dreaded was now a distant memory. My days were filled with tasks, interviews, and messages from people all over the world. But amidst all this, I found a new sense of purpose and satisfaction. I often thought back to that day when Lucy had handed me the laptop, urging me to explore the internet. Little had I known that her simple suggestion would lead to a nationwide wave of change. I was grateful, not just for the laptop, but for the chance to discover a new side of myself. One day, I received a package in the mail. It was a book titled Click to Change, Martin's Journey. The cover had a picture of me, smiling in front of the green park that I had helped revitalize. Inside were stories and pictures of people across the country who had taken up Martin's challenge. They had shared their experiences and the impact they had made in their own communities. As I flipped through the pages, I was overwhelmed by the magnitude of the movement I had started. My simple clicks had not just transformed my life, they had inspired others to transform theirs and their communities. That evening, as I sat in my armchair, the book in my lap, I looked around. The silence and solitude of my home were no longer oppressive, they were comforting. My quiet retirement was now filled with the vibrant energy of change and positivity. I glanced at the laptop on my desk. It was no longer just a device, it was a tool that had enabled me to impact countless lives. And as I thought about my next task, I couldn't help but smile. My journey was far from over, it was just a new beginning.